One of the great things about working with a popular product like Microsoft Dynamics NAV is the range of excellent add-ins that are available to enhance the product. One product which is particularly popular with our customers is Jet Reports, which is a certified for NAV product. That means Microsoft have checked out the product and the company. And it also means that as Microsoft Dynamics NAV is developed further, then Jet Reports will be developed in line with that. What the product allows you to do is to create dashboards and reports based on information that's held inside Dynamics NAV. And that data is presented within Excel, which is also an advantage, as obviously many customers are very comfortable with Excel and know their way around the product. The example we have here is of a sales dashboard, which is taking information based on items sold, quantities, margins, who we're selling to, in which countries, over which periods, and presenting quite a clutter of data in a more easily understood graphical format. And because we're using Excel, we can also use the functionality of Excel, in this case slicers, to allow us to further delve into the data. So in our example here, we're looking at the information for 3 companies in the group: Belgium, North America and the UK. But using these slicers, if I double click on North America, for example, then the data is refreshed to only show me the information for North America. And equally, if I'm only interested in looking at the period from 2009 to 2010, the data is refreshed again. If I only want to look at how we're doing in Germany, Great Britain and the USA, once again the data is refreshed. So these slicers, which are standard part of Excel, are available to us when we're analysing our Navision data. The other thing we can use is the pivot table field list. So I'm looking here, for example, at my sales value, the margin, and if I want, by ticking on item quantity, I can add that into the mix as well. We don't simply need to look at the Navision data using Jet Reports in a graphical format. We can also look at it in terms of things like financial statements. So if I open up a different Jet Report, this one is based upon the information that sits inside NAV 2013 and our standard Cronus demo company. And what we're looking at here are the figures for the first and second quarters, our budgets for the third and fourth, and therefore we have a calculation of year-to-date actual, which is based upon the first 2 quarters, and by adding in the budget figures we have an end-of-year forecast. Now we can refresh this report by clicking on the refresh button, and we know that, for example, figures up to the third quarter are now available. So if I run that, what Jet will do is it will go into my Navision company Cronus, and it will pick up the latest figures for the third quarter to the end of September. And I should now see that we have actuals for quarters 1, 2 and 3, which is here, here and here, and our budget for the final quarter, and it's therefore revised my year-to-date actuals and my end-of-year forecast. I can also drill into that data. So any of the numbers I highlight, you see a small arrow appears beside them, and if I click on this, it will take me back into Navision, into those particular ledger accounts which make up that figure, and give me all of the entries. So there's all my postings in those accounts, and using standard Navision functionality I can navigate to the underlying data, and in this instance here, show me a posted purchase invoice. So a great way of looking at the data that sits inside NAV from within Jet Reports. Final thing I just want to show is that we can actually schedule these reports to be run. So if I come in here and edit the schedule, this will just give you a little look at how this is done. But this allows me to take any number of these reports and dashboards and ask the system to run them automatically for me at specific times I'm going to schedule this one weekly, but it could be monthly or when the system starts up. I've chosen weekly. We can say how many weeks between runs. We can ask it to run on certain days of the week at certain times, and then we can tell it how we want this to be sent. Sending it by email is probably the most popular. We can have a message attached, which will be in the body of the email, and we can actually take a range of email addresses and have those included. I can have the system pause, and in this case I'm saying I would, when I run this, like it to now include the new figures up to the end of this third quarter, and how it's output. It can be a spreadsheet, a web page, a PDF. I'm going to do a PDF attached to my email and schedule that to run. To show you what that looks like, if I quickly open up my Outlook and go into my drafts folder, there it is there. So there's my message, double click on the PDF attachment, and there's my report. So Jet Report's a great way of delving into your NAV data, building reports, building dashboards, allowing you to drill down and filter that data.